Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I have another makeup artistry video. And for those of you that don't know, I've been a makeup artist and a bridal makeup artist for a little longer than 9 years. And for me, you guys, this is my passion. I'm an image consultant and a personal stylist. So everything I do has to do with image. But when I do makeup for brides and when I do makeup for people, I love that it automatically puts their insecurities aside and they also feel more powerful, more beautiful, and it's an instant gratification type of job. People, when they see themselves in the mirror, they feel beautiful. I always love to watch makeup artists. Julie Ruby is one makeup artist that I've been watching, and I binge watch her during Christmas. She did, I think, 24 videos, one video every day talking about her makeup artistry kit, and I'm obsessed with those videos. They used to be a trigger for me to purchase more makeup. Nowadays, I just love seeing what other people do and then play with the things that I have and shop my stash for it. She did a collaboration with other makeup artists that have small channels on YouTube, and I was watching them today or hearing them today as I was doing my makeup, and I started following them and I decided that I was gonna do this, even though it was a collaboration between 5 or 4 makeup artists and I wasn't included because Julie Ruby, she doesn't know who I am. I wanted to do the same subject, and I'm gonna leave all of their channels linked below if you love to watch makeup artists and how they blog and what they do for a living. So they did a collab, and that collab was 10 makeup items that I have to take with me to do my job. These are gonna be makeup products that are staples. When I don't have them on my kit, I start to panic. And I have other things that I can switch within my kit to do certain jobs. But when I don't have these items, I feel like there's something missing from my makeup artistry kit. I'm not going to be talking about tools, but if you would like to see my top favorite brushes, and those are the same for me than for my kit, then let me know in the comment section below. But if you would like to see these 10 products, and I squished a few more in, then just keep on watching. And this is one that I saw that nobody mentioned. People were mentioning the Huda Beauty powder, which is one that I carry on my makeup artistry kit. But the one that I really love, that I always want to use, and the one that it's the first choice for me, it's always the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I picked to show you the shade Honey, because since this was released and I had the translucent original and the dark one, this is the one that I use the most on my kit. Most clients that I have, I'm Latina, and I do a lot of people that do not have my skin tone. They have a medium or light medium or medium tan skin tone, so they're not super dark and they're not light either. Most of the clients that I do, because I do clients from most skin tones and I'm prepared for that, but this is the one that I use the most, which is an in-between. This is too dark for me, by the way, but the formula is the same as the regular translucent. And when I don't have my Laura Mercier powders, when I run out of the original, or when I leave my translucent Honey, I have to settle for other powders. I live in a place where humidity is of 100% all year round. It doesn't matter if it's December. Here, winter doesn't exist. It's summer, and the heat, it's crazy, and you're sweating as soon as you go out. And people do beach weddings all year round, and they do outside weddings. So people are sweating their butts off, and they still want their makeup to hold. And all of my clients, what they have in common is that they say that the makeup lasted till the next day. So for me, Laura Mercier has a lot to do with it. That goes hand in hand with the foundation that I use mostly on my makeup artistry kit. I always mention that I use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I carry that on my kit. I have about 7 shades of that one. But my main foundation on my kit, and I always tell this to my students, my makeup students, if you buy a super full coverage foundation, you can thin it out to be a lighter coverage and you can make it super full coverage. It depends on the skin prep that you use and the amount of product that you use. The foundation that I love the most for this weather and for a long-lasting effect is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. I have about 12 shades on my makeup artistry kit. It's the one that I run out of the quickest and that I have to repurchase the most throughout the year. I carry them in the airtight bottles that do not waste any product because I have a kit that it's on the go for bridal, and I have a makeup artistry kit that's right here in this beauty room when people come to me. But this foundation, it's so reliable. People say that it has flashback, where it gives you flashback. I know the shades by now, and I know the way that I can use it, and I know the shades that I can pick for a client for them not to get flashback. And I don't know how I know that. Maybe it's because of the time that I used it. Before using it on my makeup artistry kit, I used it on myself, but I've never had an issue with flashback with the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and my clients always look flawless until the end of the party. I have never found a more long-wearing foundation that I haven't been able to find a replacement for it. Nothing that I've used compared to this one. Nothing. And for this weather, I just need to do it. I would love to try the Face Atelier that everyone mentions, but everyone says that it's dewy, that if you set it, this weather, it's no joke, you guys. If I apply the Face Atelier, it will never last. I have the RCMA foundation, I have the Cinema Secrets foundation, the cream ones. You guys, this is not the weather for it. So humidity of 100% and heat all year round, Double Wear, it's the way to go, and I can sheer it out or I can build it for a full coverage. But it's super full coverage if you wanna get it up there and make it super glam. For concealer, I'm sort of cheating. I have two. NARS was my first concealer on my makeup artistry kit, and I love it. But it ends up being more pricey because of the quantity and the price that it versus the price that it has. And I decided to try this one a few years ago. This is the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I think this was the item that everyone mentioned on the video except for one of the makeup artists. And you guys, this is a staple for me. This, in my opinion, can replace my NARS one, but that one still holds a place in my heart, and I still carry it on my kit. I just do not repurchase it as often as I get this one. And this one I don't have to repurchase as often because it's one that comes with, I think, twice the amount of product, and it's a few dollars more affordable than the NARS one. So it ends up being way more affordable. This has great coverage. It's not like the NARS. It's not super cakey on the eyes. It's not drying as the Tarte Shape Tape, which I also carry on my kit, a few shades of it. But this never fails me. It's the perfect in-between, and I love the size of it. But I haven't been able to find a shade in the Too Faced that replaces the NARS Biscuit. And this one I'm already running low, and this I think it's my most repurchased shade of the NARS Radiant Creamy with Custard, which I don't have right now, but it used to be my most repurchased shade. NARS Biscuit is the perfect color corrector for the people that I do makeup on. So it will work to cover my dark circles, but it will work to cover people that have dark circles that are way darker than the ones that I have. So this is a must. When I forget about this one, and there's one that I use sometimes as a replacement, which is the LA Girl Pro. This is too dark, too orange, and I don't want to waste time making it lighter, but I sometimes do if I'm on a pinch. And if there's a lot of hyperpigmentation and darkness, I will use this. But I always prefer the NARS Radiant Creamy in Biscuit. This is a must for me, and I will keep repurchasing even if I phase out all of my NARS Radiant Creamies and keep the Too Faced one. Biscuit will always be on my makeup artistry kit. For most products, like I said, I have replacements within my collection. But when it comes to brows, I prefer a powder brow. And I purchased this ages ago, and when I tell you guys ages ago, it has been ages ago, and it's still going strong. I am about to finish one shade, and I've already finished two on the wax, and I don't think that they make this anymore. This is the Anastasia brow palette, and I know mine is looking worse for wear because I carry it on a C palette, and it comes with, I think, 2 or 3 more shades including the wax, but I finished those shades already, and I have these ones. I use ebony, dark brown, and taupe the most, but you can see that I have all of the shades that I need. And I know that if it comes a point where I need to replace one of these shades, I will buy it depotted and place it right here, because I think you need to have all of the shades for the brows. It's just important, you guys. And then I shouldn't mention a tool, but the brows never turn up as beautiful if I'm not using my ABH 7B brush. This is my favorite. I need to buy multiples of it. I always have it on my list, but I think that I don't need it and I postpone it. But you guys, this is the perfect, it's a thin brow brush, and I think it's the most perfect brush to do brows on clients without having thick streaks of powder product. And I make the most natural brows with it, and I can wet it and use it with the powder and create harsher strokes if I need to, but I almost never do. This is the perfect brush and these are the perfect powders. I'm thinking about getting a backup for my makeup assistant, and I'm thinking about the Senna one. If you have tried that as a makeup artist, please let me know below. But I saw one of the people that I was watching doing this collab mentioning that one, and I think that one will be a good replacement if I ever need to finish this one or replace it. I didn't want to lie when it came to highlighters, but the palette that I find myself that I love the most when I'm doing clients is my NARS Bank Disable, and this palette has been discontinued for years now. It was limited edition. It's still one of my favorites. I have a drawer filled with highlighters, and I'm not kidding you guys, 99% of the highlighters that I think are the best have been discontinued, or they were in the limited edition category. This one included, and I have For the France, which is permanent, but it doesn't compare to this formula. The one that I use the most is the shade Sale, which is, or Sale, is this one, and then the first one, Revash, it's beautiful as well. It's super light, but it's beautiful, and I can mix all of them depending on the shade or the skin tone that my client has, and they're just phenomenal. I'm thinking of buying the Dior palette, but right now I don't need it, and I wanted to show you the ones when I carry only 2 highlighters and I don't take that palette with me, because for my creative juices to flow, sometimes I like rotating my stuff, and these are still available even though not from the same brand. This is the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop. I have used and finished other Champagne Pops, and I have backups of it. I adore this highlighter, and it's blinding, but you can make it look brighter for sure. And I have about 13 shades of it. So depending on the client that I have, if I already know the client that I'm gonna do, I will take a variety of shades, or depending on the party that I'm gonna do, since I always ask for pictures and I'm always prepared, I take different shades for different people. And Opal is the one that I use as well. I have this in a little face palette that I always take with me that has a bronzer, a blush, and this highlighter, and I'm almost out of this highlighter because I use it so much on clients. You guys, highlighters will work on a pinch or will enhance the eye look if you need to for eyeshadow. So I always love to have highlighters that are gonna work for me, not against me, and that are gonna work for inner corner highlight or for a more shimmery or a bridal ethereal look on the eyes. So these are my favorite highlighters. These 2, you can get them from Smashbox. For lipsticks, you guys, I have a lot of lipsticks, and I love my Bousset palette filled with MAC and Urban Decay lipsticks. I carry only 2 glosses with me, one that has no shimmer whatsoever depending on the client, and then if someone needs an extra on the lips, Fenty, you guys. And I always carry Fuzzy with me, but I ran completely out of that, and now I carry the coconut water from Urban Decay, which is a good one, but I could have any clear lip gloss. But these Fenty glosses, you can pick the shade that you want, because glosses, I don't think they make that much of a difference when it comes to shade. But the Fenty Beauty, this is Diamond Milk or Fuzzy or the original one, just a small amount, they will make any client's lips look like they just did lip injections. And maybe I don't use it that often on bridals because my brides and most of my clients always want liquid lipsticks because they last the longest. Even though I give them a touch-up kit, they want to not have to touch up their makeup afterwards. So the Fenty gloss is the one that I use when I need a gloss. And when I leave the gloss at home and I need to use something else from my kit to replace it, I always make do with what I have. I miss this one if I want to do a shimmery lip. So, or not a shimmery lip, but a more enhanced lip. I would send my husband and tell him to get out of the office and go back home if I'm on a job and I left my Inglot 77. This black eyeliner goes with me for good reason. This doesn't budge. My clients have smoky eyes after the wedding for about 4 days, for sure. And this is just the best. This doesn't budge. I use it on the waterline. I use it to create a cat eye, and then I buff the cat eye with eyeshadow. But this is the black eyeliner that I use on everyone. I run out of this one. You can see right here, I use a spatula to pull it out, to pull a little bit out. But I'm already running low on this one, and I have a backup of it because this one, it's a few months old, and I use it on every single client. I purchased it in purple, in violet, 3 more shades of it, and I use them when I want to do a pop of color that's subdued, that's almost black in the waterline. But this is my favorite, and the black one I will keep repurchasing. I cannot live without that. For this humidity, that's the best black eyeliner I have ever used. I don't use it on myself because I don't want to have a hard time removing my makeup at nighttime, but this is truly the best for sure, you guys. And then going back to inner corner highlight, I have here 2 that I use, and then the other one that I use, I have it on my own makeup bag right now. And I have one that's stashed on one of my makeup artistry kits that I already have put together. But these are the Laura Mercier caviar sticks. And I use the matte cocoa on myself, and from time to time I will use it on my clients. But right now, this moment, like about 4 months ago, I've been using this as an inner corner highlight on almost every single client. But not only every single client, every single bride that I've done. So Intense Moonlight is the one that I'm loving the most right now. But Moonlight is so similar to it that I wanted to show it to you because why not? And then Metallic Taupe, I've already ran out of one and repurchased, and I think I have a backup of it because those are my favorite. That's Metallic Taupe, and this is Moonlight. Intense Moonlight has a little bit more shimmer than Moonlight, but they're both phenomenal. And when you apply this in the inner corner, and then if you want to set it, you can set it with a highlighter. This will never move. I will do a test after I talk about another product and try to remove it from my hand, and this will stay put. So for brides, they cry, and the inner corner highlight is right here in the inner corner, and that's the first place that the makeup just rubs off. It doesn't, and I can even use it in the waterline if I'm on a pinch. I almost never do, and these will last forever. And I also use them as eyeshadow bases or as eyeshadows to do a glittery or a shiny inner part of the eye. That they're just beautiful, and they're the equivalent of the Charlotte Tilbury ones without the not reliable side that the Charlotte Tilbury pots, cream pots have, because these will stay put throughout the day, and if you want to sleep on them, they will be there next day. Once they set, they don't go anywhere. I rotate my bronzers and blushes. I even rotate my highlighters, but the ones that I told you, I always carry one of those with me. But for bronzers, since I can rotate them, this is one that I always have to carry. It doesn't matter the bronzer that I have in rotation, which can be the Laura Mercier, the Hoola bronzer, the Too Faced one. This is one that I always carry because I never know how the skin of my client is gonna be on the day where I do their makeup. And this is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. This also helps if the client has more of a really warm undertone and the bronzer that I'm using is more neutral and it doesn't cut it. I will take this one with me, and you can see that I heat pan on it. I use it so much, and if I have mature clients or the mother of the bride, I have 2 shades of this one and they work beautifully. Even I can mix it with other bronzers. This is a staple on my makeup artistry kit. It's one of those bronzers that I have to have it. It's like a security blanket for me. It will make my job easier if I need to blend something that it's not blending because of the skin, if the skin is too dry on a client. And none of the skin prep that I did, it's working as I was expecting it to work. This goes over everything and makes the skin look super smooth, and it gives you the warmth that I'm sometimes looking for, and it can double as a blush, and it's a beautiful blush if you're using it for it. So I would recommend this. Is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. And then last but not least, I couldn't choose one palette. I chose two, and I did a video for makeup artistry that included the Orgy palette by Jeffree Star. That is an all matte palette that has all of the browns and transitions that you could need, and a black, and the whites, any type of white that you would need. I love that palette, but it's huge, you guys. It's so big, and sometimes I still carry it with me, but if I can avoid it, now that I got these two as gifts last year, I've been taking these instead with me. So I've used them and abused them, and they're basically new on my kit, but they're just phenomenal. So the first one is the Master Matte by Makeup by Mario, and this again has all of the transitions that I would need. It has an off-white shade that can work as an inner corner highlight, a matte inner corner highlight that I'm wearing today, and it has a black that I can use to buff out the liner like I'm doing today. So this is an everyday palette. It can be an everyday palette for you, but if you have a makeup artistry kit, it's the perfect one to just add a shimmer in the inner corner highlight, and you can do any bridal look that you want, any classic bridal look. So it's a must. And then this one, which is the one that I'm using today on my eyes, is the BCR Neutral Matte Eyeshadow Palette. And again, this was a gift from a friend. It has everything you need. If you remove this orangey shade, it's all neutral. You can see that it has all the shades that you want to do a smoky eye or just to do a bridal look as well. I don't need to carry the Orgy palette when I'm carrying these ones. And the thing is, the size, it's perfect. I know you could depot and make it even smaller, but I think the size works perfectly on my kit, and my kit is not a huge kit. I carry the essential makeup bag from my Kitco, and that one has replaced my Suka bag, and that one is a small bag, but I carry everything that I need in there. And when I'm doing clients here at home and I have these two packed on my to-go makeup artistry kit, I have the Orgy palette here to work at home. But most of the times I'm even taking these two out to put on my desk to work on my clients. So they are staples right now on my makeup artistry kit. Now for the test, I'm rubbing and I'm doing it super harsh, you guys, super harsh. And I have a little bit on my finger, but you can see that they didn't move. They didn't move. And you're not gonna be rubbing your eyes the day of your wedding, and they will stay put no matter what. I could put water on top of it and they will still stay put. And for me, that just makes it a perfect product for bridal. So that's it for this video, you guys. I'm gonna leave everyone's channel below. Even though the collab wasn't with me, I wanted to do it. Like I said, I'm a makeup artist. I'm doing makeup right now mostly in Colombia, Barranquilla, and here the weather is super hot, summer all year round. So if you don't like any of these products because you live in a cold weather and the foundations and concealers and whatnot work different for you, understand that where you do makeup, it has a lot to do with the makeup application and the longevity of makeup. And when people hire you to do makeup on their wedding day, they want their makeup to last all day. If you're doing makeup on talent for short periods of time, and then you're there to do touch-ups and you want the skin to look more natural and dewy, and just set it in the right places for the camera or for editorial makeup, that's a completely different animal. Bridal makeup needs to last. People will hug you, will kiss you, you will dance, you will do the wedding and then the reception, and sometimes they're hours apart. Sometimes I do makeup on clients about 6 hours before their wedding because I have two weddings on the same day. So it's a lot, you guys. It's makeup that has to hold the test of time, and that it's classical, but it's also reliable for them. I don't want my brides to have the makeup all messed up during their wedding. So that's it, you guys. That was everything that I wanted to talk about today. I love you. If you love this makeup artistry content, don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you want to see next, or if you like this type of content, anything that you would like to see on makeup artistry or bridal makeup, then please share it in the comments below. I always leave a question so that we can chat about makeup in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. I upload videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.